Okay, here we go with our St. Patrick's Day shamrocks. So we've got our little cutout here. We've got a plain piece of contact paper, and we've got 2 shades of green tissue paper. So what we're gonna start with is you're gonna cut up your tissue paper into little squares out of the strips. Squares, rectangles, it doesn't matter. And we're gonna start with our shamrock shape. We're gonna lay that down with the sticky side up, and we're just gonna start placing some tissue paper. This can be in any particular order, however you like it. You can do all dark green if you want, or all light green, if there's enough. I like to have a mix. And we're just gonna keep going until we get all of these sticky parts covered so it stops sticking to us. Don't worry about lining them up on the edges. Sometimes I just want a little bit. You can always cut a piece off. Alrighty. And we'll just keep going. Big pieces, little pieces, long rectangle pieces. Plenty of overlap here. And I think I've just got one sticky spot. Oh, I have 2 sticky spots, 3. I'm gonna cover those. Like so. And that doesn't look like a shamrock anymore, does it? But don't worry, it will. Let's move these out of the way so they don't get stuck to our paper. And this is our base piece. And we're gonna peel that and lay it face up. I'm gonna take this and lay it face down right on top. Make sure that the whole thing gets covered and flatten it down. And with our scissors, we're just gonna trim around it. Now this is kind of a tricky one to trim, and the edges can be hard to see, so you might want to ask Mom and Dad for help with this. almost all the way around on our 4-leaf clover. And there we are. You can hang that right up on your window, and when the sun shines through it, you get to see all those cool layers. Have fun. Okay, so now we're gonna work on our tissue paper rainbow. So all you'll need for this is your 7 colors of tissue paper all lined up, and you'll need your rainbow cutout and just a plain square of contact paper. Now I would recommend cutting the squares of tissue paper before, one at a time, not all at once, because this could potentially, with a very small breeze, turn into a big mess. But I've cut mine out just to make this video go a little quicker. So we're gonna start with our red right up at the top. And we're just gonna take these one at a time and place them along this first dotted line so that they're just pretty much just covering the edge. And you want them to overlap a little bit. I've cut my pieces of tissue paper more into rectangles than squares this time, because you don't really need as much. We're only covering not even 1/4 of an inch here. And there we go. So for our next thing, we're just gonna leave these bits loose, and that's just fine. We're not even gonna notice in the end because we're gonna cut them off, and we're gonna move on to the orange. Again, just a little bit of overlap as you go. So that's it for the orange, and we're going to go on to the yellow. And just make our way across. For the green, you probably have 2 different shades of green in your kit. Those are 2 completely different sizes. Well, that's okay. I would recommend the darker green here. I think the lighter green is a little too yellowy, but if you'd rather use the lighter green, that's up to you. Moving on to the blue, we are going to start with this light blue. Like so. And then our next layer after that is going to be this dark blue or indigo color. And last but not least, we have our purple. And for these, it's okay if they hang off of the inside because we're going to trim that off anyway. all the sticky parts are covered, we'll be good. Okay, and there we have it. We're almost done, and you can see on the other side all your nice, neat rainbow lines. So what we're going to do next is we are going to take our scissors, and we're just going to neaten up the edges. And at this point, you might want to scoot these out of your way. And so we'll be cutting off all this extra red up at the top. Probably a little bit of the orange too. And just cut right along that line. You can do this trimming after you put the other piece of contact paper on it. I just think it's a little easier to follow the lines this way. So we're going to take our other contact paper. We're going to peel it and put it with the sticky side up. We're going to take our rainbow and line it up. This piece is a little small. I think I've cut them all about the right size though. Just like so, and we're going to smooth it out. And we'll trim around the edges. I've been sticking mine up to the window with tape, but if you want, you can actually leave this here and stick it to the window like so. Now you'll be seeing this side on the inside, but this side on the outside. So depending on which way you want to have it showing is up to you. I'm going to cut the rest of this out so that I get to see the nice, neat rainbow side. And there you have it. There's our rainbow.